I actually grew up in the Middle East. I grew up in Saudi Arabia.
So I noticed.
Yeah. So you can probably hear with my accent, it's a little different to most people. So I've been asked just today about 10 times probably if I'm American.
And it's actually sexy, really. So I'm allowed to say that now. I've been trying not to. I mean, like, okay, Evelyn, behave yourself. So I can actually say now that that is very sexy. So you're gonna have to forgive me.
That's
I'm
okay.
gonna try as hard as I can to keep my composure every time you speak.
Yeah. So I lived there for about 19 years. My parents used to work over there. So yeah, I moved there. Must have been when I was 1, so when I was a baby. So I don't really remember moving there. All my earliest memories are in Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi Arabia. So what? You went to school there?
Yeah, I went to school there until I was 11, and then I came over to the UK, and I was back and forth between the two countries throughout my entire secondary school education and also in university as well.
Where are you from originally?
Originally, I don't know. In what sense? Where I was born?
Yeah.
I was born in Luton.
Okay.
I was born in Luton.
Your parents, where are they from?
Nigeria. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, Nigeria.
Nigeria, Luton, Saudi Arabia, England.
Yeah.
What a journey.
So I'm a British Nigerian who grew up in Saudi Arabia. I think that's the most succinct way to say it.
Okay, you choose to be a British Nigerian, not a Nigerian British.
Which? I don't know. Either one works. I've never thought about it. I tend to say British Nigerian.
Yeah, only teasing.
I don't know.
Only teasing. Yeah. So went to school there, came to the UK, went to Oxford University, studied computer science. What did you do after that?
This is a little known story because not everyone knows this, but I actually, after I graduated, I took a year and did my music full time for 1 year. Mm-hmm. And then after that, because I already had a job offer from a consulting company before I left university, so I'd actually deferred it for a year to take that year off to release my second album and to work on my music. Then after that, I moved to London. I started working in the corporate world as a consultant for a couple of years. I did that for 3 years up until 2011. So I was based in London, worked in a few different cities as well. But yeah, I did that whilst juggling my music stuff on the side. And pretty much what happened is...
How were you able to juggle that? Because working in a consultant, that's quite demanding.
It wasn't easy. But that's why when it came to 2011, both careers were progressing to a degree where they were starting to clash and interfere with each other. And, I had to look into my heart of hearts and think, okay, what is it that I really want to be doing in 20 years' time, 30 years' time? Do I want to be in an office doing this? Or do I want to be doing something completely different? And it wasn't actually a really hard decision for me to make to pursue my music full time. It was certainly took some courage, and to a lot of outsiders it seemed like a risk, but to me it was really the obvious thing to do, and it was the right thing to do. I think maybe not everybody, but if you feel like you have a calling in life and you've been given specific talents, which I knew I had, I've got an ability to write songs and perform, which not everybody has, and I think it's a shame to have that ability and to not try to at least fulfill your potential in it. And I know I can reach and impact a lot more, way more people through my music than I could through consulting or doing pretty much anything in the corporate world. And ultimately, if I'm getting deep now, if I think to the future towards my legacy, I want my legacy to be like, wow, that person impacted, thousands and millions of people.